I'm your host, Bob Saintner. If you're looking for answers or new ideas and theories about the paranormal, then come join me on my journey as I try and meet every person and team in the paranormal field, so together we can obtain the answer to the question, can we communicate with those that have passed? So come watch us as we use different methods, theories, and equipment to help us collect as much evidence as possible, so together we can all keep moving forward towards the same goal. Follow me as I travel from everywhere and anywhere to investigate. There is no location I will not go.
Hey everyone, welcome to Paranormal Wavelengths. My name is Bob Saintner, and I will be your host tonight, like every Sunday night. Usually it's 9:07, but on my clock it says 9:04. I am 3 minutes early tonight. Hope I didn't throw anybody off. Before I get started, I want to let people know I wanted to apologize for last week canceling the show at late notice, but due to my kids being sick, it turned out taking them to the doctors, they had strep throat. And they were running pretty high fevers and everything. So I apologize to the two ladies, Jessica and Allison, for not being able to get them on. We'll get them on a little later in the season here. And anyone that knows me or has met me know family always comes first. And if people don't like that, I'm sorry, but that's my motto. Family always comes first. So I hope you guys all had a good work week and are having a good weekend. I was having a pretty good weekend until we just found out that might be getting a hurricane our way here on the east coast of Florida, I think it is. My wife was saying something about it. So hopefully might have to start boarding everything up. But back to when I said, family comes first. If people know on here, I always ask if someone needs positive energy or prayers or things, I always ask for your guys' support. And on Friday, a neighbor of mine actually took his life. It was very unexpected, and it's kind of sad in the neighborhood right now. No one expected this to happen. So if you guys could send some positive energy, prayers and that, just kind of help support the family. They're not on Facebook. They're a little bit older couple. But you know what? Hey, just send them my way, and I'll push it their way, okay? It's just a sad situation that happened on Friday. So I know most everyone in the chat room is very positive in that, so definitely please send any prayers or positive energy my way, and I'll push it towards their family. Thanks. And everyone knows what time it is right now. It is time for a word from our sponsor, pedalsandsage.com.
Thousands of years, cultures from around the world have burned sacred plants in a bowl. To drive away negative energies and restore harmony. With these tools, you can smudge. By using the same techniques as ancient traditions once did. So if you need items and tools for your smudging, then please Visit pedalsandsage.com. Helping those in need. pedalsandsage.com.
Sending my light, positive energy. Have a great day.
And that was our sponsor, pedalsandsage.com. The owner is Pam Richards, and she has a lot of awesome products over there. Smudging packets, things to help you make your environment around you more positive, and for cleansing houses and that. So definitely check out the website. She also has other affiliates on there. So if you can get over to her website, definitely check it out. She got some really good stuff over there. Now, things are a little different tonight. I know the show is going to be about evidence. You know, you, the viewer, we're going to be the guest. But at the last minute, I got a call talking with Chad Morin. That's going to be on here in just about 9:20. We're going to bring him on, and he's going to talk about Ghost Hunt Weekends. It is a company he owns and is the host of it, and he does events all over the place. And he has an event coming up September 10th. We're going to talk about with John Zaffis and Bruce Tango are going to be the guests there at the Octagon Building in Tennessee, or I think it's, no, not Tennessee, Kentucky. Sorry. if I'm wrong, Chad will correct me. But we're going to bring him on here, and he actually has some evidence that he's going to share with us that has been gathered at the Octagon. So that's going to be kind of cool because tonight is sharing evidence. So we'll bring him on here at about 9:20. Now, before I get any farther into this, I'm a little out of whack here because of missing last week, and the kid's been sick on and off. I want to give a shout out to everyone over at PTN. They are simulcasting this program right now, so anyone over there in the chat room, hello. And if anybody misses the program, you can always check it in the archives, or you can also on Friday nights, starting at 7:30 p.m. over at PTVN, Past TV Network. They rebroadcast the show. So if you're bored on Friday night, check it out again, or if you didn't get to see it tonight. Before we get Chad on, I just want to tell everyone thank you that sent in all the evidence. We got a lot of evidence to get through tonight, a lot of EVPs. We got pictures. We got a couple videos to look at. And especially with Chad, what he sent over, some of the pictures and EVPs he sent over. So it's going to be a pretty awesome night. And some of the pictures tonight are going to be, some of the pictures that were sent in are a little risque. So you'll understand once I put them up here. But people sent them in and wanted us to check them out. It's a little different pictures, but we'll get through it. We're all adults. But that'll be once we get Chad on here. And once Chad, we go through his evidence and talk about the events and that, then we'll get into you, the viewers, that have sent in the evidence. But before that, talking about events that Chad has, we also have our Paranormal Main Event segment, where we spotlight events going on all over the United States by different groups, different companies and that. And I want you guys to check it out because you never know. There might be something near you in your state that you didn't know about that you might want to go check out. And this is Paranormal Main Events. So that was our paranormal main event segment, and you could see if people have been watching this, there's some new events put into there, and one of them at the end is a little different. It's not paranormal. It's a friend of mine. He's a client at Demented Entertainment, and it's called Impossible Magic. And what I've heard through the grapevine, it's pretty cool. If you're in that area for the show, I hear he puts on an awesome show, and it's during Halloween time, getting close to trick-or-treating. So definitely check that out. Now, as of course I talk about the other events, the last couple there is September 24th is Paranormal Kicks Cancer. And I put up here 2 weeks ago, we're taking donations for the show here. It's a raffle. And you can send them at, you know what, I have two computers running here, and on this computer, I don't have the link. But if you go to, you know what, I'll just punch it in quick. Who cares? It's Paranormal Wavelengths. I don't usually do this. This is a little odd. Hold on a second. You can see me spelling. If you go to paranormalwavelengths.webs.com, I just put the link in the chat room. And when you go to the website, go to donations, and you'll see it says raffle. For every dollar that you donate, your name gets put into the ghost box for a raffle that will be held on, I think it's September 18th. We'll draw a name. And the lucky winner will win 2 tickets to the Green Cove Springs Jail event in November. It's November 18th or 19th. It's only for one night, either night. But it's 2 tickets you win. I think they're like $89 each. And one night will be Scott Tipperman from Ghost Hunters International and his local team in Florida and a couple other people. And then on Saturday night, it'll be Patrick Burns, his wife, Erica Persane, and me. I'll be a guest. So if you want to do it, go to that link, please, and donate money. If you donate $2, your name gets put in twice. There's no limit, and there's no minimum. You can put $1 and your name gets put in. Hey, you never know. You might get picked on the raffle. For $1, you might win 2 $89 tickets. So please donate, All the funds will go to Paranormal Kicks Cancer event that will be held on September 24th here in Florida, and it's going to be in 3 other states, Illinois, Georgia, and Texas. So it's an awesome event. Tom Anthony's in the room, so if you have any questions, ask away. Tom will answer anything you need. And we're going to get Chad on here because it's almost 20 after. But before we do, I'm going to put an ad of his up for his September 10th event coming up. Check it out, and then we'll have Chad on here to talk.
Don't miss your chance to go on a live ghost hunt with Ghost Hunt Weekends and the stars of Sci-Fi Channel's Haunted Collector and Ghost Hunters. Join John Zappis and Bruce Tango at the Octagon Hall Museum Saturday, September 10th in Franklin, Kentucky for autographs, lectures, photos, and a live ghost hunt. Be sure not to miss Ghost Hunt Weekends. Go to ghosthuntweekends.com or call 1-800-604-9101. That's 1-800-604-9101. Yeah.
All right. We have Chad live on the line. How you doing tonight, Chad?
Great. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, no problem. I know it was a short notice, but hey, you got a cool event going on, and I wanted to get you on before September 10th. So we had talked earlier in the week, and the next 2 weekends I'm taking off. Next weekend due to my 19-year anniversary with my wife, and the following weekend, as everyone knows, is Labor Day weekend already. We'll be in September. So I figured I'd get you on tonight, and we'll let people know what's going on.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Hey, everyone in the chat room, let me know if you can hear Chad with no problem. So, Chad, where are you located right now?
I'm headquartered out of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Gallenberg and Pigeon Forge area in the Great Smoky Mountains Park.
Now I think I may have screwed up. The Octagon building is in Kentucky, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's about an hour outside of Nashville. As soon as you go across into Kentucky, going towards Bowling Green, Kentucky. But it's right outside of Nashville, maybe about 40 minutes.
I know we had talked on the phone, and when I said the Octagon building, I was like, in Tennessee, and I'm like thinking, oh, no, that's my guess. Kentucky. It's one of those.
Yeah, well, there's a Franklin, Tennessee, and a Franklin, Kentucky, and they're both about the same distance from Nashville, which is, I think it confuses a lot of people.
Now, you're the owner of Ghost Hunt Weekends, right?
Yes.
How did you get started doing, setting this up, this event, becoming like an event manager?
Well, I've worked in the hospitality and tourism business. I worked over here in Pigeon Forge. It's a huge tourist destination, and I worked for a large hotel chain over here that I did a lot of conventions and a lot of meetings, wedding planning, large groups, and done that for so long. It was my main staple and job, but I really wanted to do something more with what I was a little more passionate with was the paranormal, and I just kind of merged the two together, and it's been awesome ever since. And I enjoy this more, so it makes the events a little more. I put a lot more into it because it's something I really like.
Yeah, you get to be more active too. You get to investigate and do stuff while doing an event. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Getting into some of these locations.
Oh yeah, that's a huge plus, definitely.
Now, September 10th, I'm going to put the banner up here. Let people know what's going on September 10th here. I'll put the banner up.
Okay. Yeah, we're, like I said, about an hour outside of Nashville, in a town called Franklin, Kentucky. There is a museum. Well, it's a museum now. It's called the Octagon Hall, and it's a plantation that was built before the Civil War, and it's an octagon-shaped building built on top of solid limestone. It was used as a Civil War hospital. It was an active slave plantation, huge fields of, I think it was like corn and I don't think cotton or anything. I think it was tobacco and corn was raised there. And during the Civil War, both sides occupied the building. It was used briefly for a hospital, and also as a morgue. It was and about 8,000 or 10,000 troops actually had a camp set up there on the plantation during their march to Nashville. And so on September 10th, we're going to bring in John Zaffis, as you know, the godfather of the paranormal.
Yep.
And from Haunted Collector, and Bruce Tango from Ghost Hunters. And we're going to allow people to come in and meet them and get autographs and photos, and then be able to go on a live ghost hunt with them as well. Before the evening event, the ghost hunt, and before you get to meet John, we've got some really great other guests that are coming out. One of them, Paul Browning, which he wrote the book on Haunted Octagon Hall. He's coming out and is going to do a presentation and talk about his book and some of his investigation techniques. And celebrity ghost hunters Jim O'Rear and Brian Wilson, they'll also be there and talking about what they do. Keith Fournier, he's a former Taps family member, and he'll be conducting a paranormal fundamentals class for, any people that are there that are kind of new into it, or, anyone that may be coming out that's interested in the paranormal. Maybe they just watch it on TV and they want to learn more, or the people that are there, maybe they'll pick up some tips and tricks, something they don't quite know yet. And, so it'll be an all-day event starting around 11. We'll have the grounds open all day. We're going to have some Civil War reenactors there, and they're actually going to be, we're going to have the reenactors set up in one of the actual locations where the original Civil War camps were set up. Try to use them as trigger objects,
That's pretty cool.
Really, try to instigate some activity. And before the big hunt starts off, right about dark, the reenactors are going to fire off a cannon just to really just charge the air, and hopefully just wake the dead, just get the event going, get the air charged up, and get some excitement going on top of it. Maybe that'll bring out a little extra activity.
That'd be kind of
But
cool.
this is going to be a really, really great event. It's usually, it's in a larger area. A lot of people do the larger, well-known places and prisons and hospitals and stuff. And this one's a little smaller area, but the grounds and the plantation itself is fairly large. There's a slave house there that's been rebuilt, and we've caught all kinds of activity, mostly EVPs in there. There's a summer kitchen that's right outside. There's a slave cemetery. Also, the owner's cemetery is there. There's a carriage house that was built. It's built way back in the 1840s. And then the house, of course, is just insane. We just got back this weekend, actually, from doing a little mini investigation, setting up some stuff there. And we caught some great evidence this weekend. And it's every time we go there, we catch something. Actually, that location is the first time that I've been touched. And we went, and my shirt got pulled. It was that was the first time anything's actually touched me. It was in that location.
I know we had talked earlier in the week about that location, and it just seemed like there's the stuff you're telling me, people catching different evidence and like EVPs and pictures and that. And we had talked, as we talked earlier in the week, I was letting you know this show tonight is about sharing evidence. You, the viewers, sent evidence to me, and we're going to share it, and people are going to give their opinions in the room and everything. And you were nice enough to send some stuff over to me that people have caught at the Octagon Hall. I've been saying building, sorry about that. And do you want to share it with everyone right now? I'll put one up, and you can explain the evidence that you sent over.
Sure, yeah.
All right, the first one here, I think it's actually by the slave quarters, I think. Give me a sec. It looks like a building, and there's something over towards the tree, it looks like.
Yeah, this isn't taken by me. This was given to the Octagon Hall Museum itself by someone who was there. They were standing on the back of the building. There's a porch off the back. I believe they took a picture from there, looking toward, and that small building that you see, that brick building, that's the summer kitchen. Oh. In fact, in the day, they cooked separate. They had their kitchens separate from the houses. I don't know if it was because of, of a fire danger, or if it was, because of the heat during the summer. It'd probably just get the house too hot, So they would, in that little path you see there, that goes to the Octagon Hall house itself. And then that tree, if you see that, you can see that it's been circled.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if you can zoom in on it, but it looks like a Civil War. It looks like a soldier standing there. And, the closer you get to it, the better, obviously. But, you can make out the head and the legs and the arms. And,
yeah, I can't zoom in, but I can see. I don't even have to zoom in. I can see with it, not even with it circled, I can see right away the outline of the you pretty much see the person standing there. You can see right through them.
Right. So that whole area, the whole house there, and then back behind there's like another building to the right of the tree. Behind that is just fields that just go on forever. 400 or 500 acres, I believe, of fields. That's where the camps were. That's where they had the 8,000 troops set up back there. And then, of course.
Now, are they allowed to investigate that building?
Yeah, that'll be part of the investigation. We will rotate. We'll break into small groups and rotate around and go into each building, go into the house several times so you can investigate different floors. And, of course, investigate with John and Bruce. They'll be rotating around with everyone.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty cool, though. I mean, like we talked, showing some of this evidence, it's cool to be able to show things like this. So when people go, they might see stuff. They know people are catching things there. Some places, I know other places doing events and that, they don't give you any evidence or anything shown that why it's considered maybe paranormal activities going on there. So it's kind of cool to show things like this. Now the next one I'm going to bring up is kind of cool. It's like a bed with some dolls. and it looks like something like is either moving in or moving out of the picture.
Right. There was the original owners, they had a little girl that lived there by the name of Mary Elizabeth, and it was reported that in the kitchen, there is a kitchen in the house also, and there's a fireplace in there, and she was playing around, and her dress caught on fire from the fireplace, and she ended up dying from the burns, actually, in the house. And her room, they say that she's very, very active in the house, all over the house, mostly in the house. I don't know, I haven't heard of anything on the ground, so I believe she just stays in the house. And in her room, there's a lot of photos, a lot of voices. Every time you go, it seems like somebody will catch like a little child talking. We actually heard it this weekend, you know. And this photo was taken in her room. It's set up. The building itself is it's a museum, so you can go during the day, and it's a Civil War museum, and you can go in and take a tour of the place, and you know, be told about the history. Not as much as the paranormal part, but more during the day. It's more like a history museum, you know. And there's mannequins and stuff set up, and all over the museum.
Gives it more of that creepy effect. Gives it more of a creepy effect seeing these dolls. I know some people get freaked out from the dolls.
Yeah, yeah, and someone took this photo of the bed, and this is what showed up, you know, and it was, you know.
That's cool. It looks like either something's like it was coming into the view, or it was laying on the bed and leaving the view of the picture.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's pretty cool. Now, that's right inside the Octagon Hall.
That's the inside. That's actually in Mary Elizabeth's room.
Okay.
And that would be, you know, the child's bed. That's not her original bed. I mean, it's, you know, like a prop. And then people bring these dolls, like these dolls that you see on there. People come, and when they investigate, they'll bring things like balls, or they'll bring little gifts for, you know, dolls and little stuffed animals and stuff like that. And they'll leave it on the bed for kind of like as gifts. And, you know, hoping that'll encourage some activity also, I think. You know?
Trigger objects. I understand that's very good. Now, the next picture, let me get this up. It looks kind of like a doorway in a hall, or like a hallway frame opening, and it looks like something's moving there.
Well, we've looked at this quite a bit, and we've got a couple theories on this one. This is in the basement area, and the basement was used as the morgue because it was obviously the coldest part of the building. And this is in the basement in between two doorways, and one, it looks like a head and a body kind of slumped down. Like two ways of looking at it, it looks like something against the wall almost.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
There. And then another one, if you look at it, especially if you look at it on a larger one, it almost looks like a body in a decomposition stage. Like you can see the ribs, and you know that maybe it was just an apparition of a lost soul and a body that was there in the morgue, you know, and it's just reappearing again.
Yeah, like a residual.
Right.
Just kind of hanging out. That's cool though. I mean, when you sent these pictures over, I was looking through them, and I was kind of like, man, these are pretty cool. It perks my interest to want to go up that way and check it out, because I've been told by different people it's a very cool location to check out. It's one of those. Yeah. It's one of those times when you got to put some money together for a field trip.
Right, and that spot right there, which is really interesting. Keith Fournier, I talked about him earlier. He said a DVR had a system set up in there in multiple locations and recorded all night. And in that exact spot, now there was supposed to be a tunnel in the basement, because the owner of the house during the Civil War, he was a Confederate sympathizer, and he would hide soldiers in the house. There was supposedly a tunnel that was in the basement somewhere and led out to an underground cave and popped up in the field somewhere. And it hasn't been found. We've been looking for it, and other people have been looking for it. And the floor of the house there, of the basement, has been filled with concrete and smoothed over. So wherever it was years and years ago has been sealed up. But in that exact same spot, Keith caught, it looks like a body coming up, like out of the floor, like out of the ground, and looking around and then going back down. It's like a shadow person. And I was looking at that, and then I've seen some videos on YouTube, and people keep catching things in that same area. It's like in a corner there of the in the basement. And I was looking at it this weekend. I was actually standing in the spot, and I noticed that there's a crack in the floor, almost in a circle shape. And I was telling, Keith and the other members of the team that were there that this could possibly be maybe where the cave was, or where the tunnel was, and it's been filled in because there's a little bit of an indentation and a little bit of a crack, along the floor, and quite possibly that may be where the entrance was, or where the exit, whatever, that people would use, and there's some residual, activity still going on in that exact same spot. So I don't know. There's something with that little area right there.
That'd have been cool if you could have found the tunnel. Hey, I had a quick question. Did you say you knew who took this picture?
No, I don't know who took this one. It was given to me by Billy Bird, who's the museum curator and director.
Okay, because I was going to ask you, some people in the chat room were asking what the shutter speed was, because sometimes some people don't realize. We had my friend Rich Valdez was on last month, and we were talking about trying to explain to people like to slow their shutter speed down when you're taking in lower light. And sometimes when you have a slower shutter speed, leave it wide open. I mean, you move and you can get an effect. That's what some people in the room are asking, but you don't have any. Right. You don't. I wasn't sure if you knew who took it, so don't worry about it. Hey, if you ever find something out, the person did take it and they did slow it down to shutter speed, you can let me know.
Right. I'm sure we can find out.
Yeah, definitely check it out just to make sure. But I mean, I think it's a cool picture. But like, one thing I love debunking, and I'm skeptic in a certain way. I like to try and always look at different angles. But I mean, it's a cool picture. But just some people in the chat room, because tonight is giving your opinion about evidence. But it's a cool picture. Now we'll go to the next one here. Let me see what it is. This one, I wasn't sure. You sent it over. Oh, I think I see it now. It looks like a flagpole, and I think it's over in the right corner. Were you talking?
Right there. It looks like, okay, you see the flagpole, and the right before the top of the flagpole, there's a break in the leaves from two different trees, and there's like a little blurry image. And it looks like a girl actually running through the field. I mean, you can even see her hair looks brown, and her back would be to you, it looks like to me, wearing maybe a white dress, and you can see her legs, and everything's clear except for her. And she's a blurry, a little bit of a blurry image there, and you can see the color of her hair, which is really interesting because it's actually in color. Seeing the actual color of somebody's hair,
Yeah,
I was taken out of the window from the top floor, maybe I believe the first floor, by a visitor that was there.
See, this is kind of cool. And they were just taking pictures. They really weren't doing. Were they doing an investigation? It was just a tourist, right?
No, there was just a tourist that was there. They weren't. They weren't there to investigate. They were just there taking photos. Looking at it, I think they were just interested in the Civil War aspect of it all.
That just kills me sometimes. People they're not doing like we're doing, investigating, doing all this stuff, and they just take a simple picture and they catch something. It's like, man, you got all the luck, Now the next picture, this one I wasn't sure of either. There's snow on the ground. It should pop up for you in a second, and it's the Octagon Hall.
Right. Now, this one is really interesting. This was, I believe they were going to take some photos. These were at night, obviously, in the winter. And they were going to take some photos, I believe, to make some postcards for the Octagon Hall. And a professional photographer was out. and he set long exposure, obviously, and had it set, the aperture was open, and it took 10 photos in a row. And if you look on the back, there's a porch built onto the back of the house. There's a door at the bottom, and then there's a window built into the white. And if you look at the window, you can see the outline of, it looks like somebody in the window, like a shadow figure of a man or a body of some kind. You can see it in the window on the bottom. That was only in one photo out of all 10, and they were all taken right in a row. And there was no one in the house. They were all outside. I think there was only 3 people there at the time. And what was really neat is all the photos leading up to it, and then after this photo, it was only in the one image.
See, that's kind of cool when you got so many photos and it's only happening in one. Kind of gives you more. I always tell people, too, some people don't realize that are first-time investigators to take more than one picture and try not to move your position, because if you do catch something, if you don't have nothing to back it up from before it or after, all you have is a fluke picture, and you can't say it's paranormal. It just might be you may have hit something wrong. You know what I mean?
Right. Or your own shadow.
Yeah.
Moved a little bit, and it picks yourself up. You didn't realize it was somebody behind you with a flashlight or something.
That's why I always say try and take at least a couple pictures in a row with not moving, so you have a couple. If you catch something, you have something before and after to show people, because people are way more skeptic than me, and they'll be like, "Oh, big deal, one picture. It could have been a reflection, your shadow, anything." Now we got a question in the room. Is there 2 people standing on the porch?
No, those are. It looks like heads. Those are ferns or some kind of a plant hanging off of the porch.
Awesome.
If that's what they're talking about.
Yes, I can see the thing hanging from the porch. Ferns in the wintertime, sweet.
Well, I don't know if they're ferns. I know I think they're ferns there now, but some kind of plant. Maybe they were poinsettias. I don't know.
They're just dead
plants. I wasn't there during these photos, but I really like this one, especially when it's blown up real big. They have this one fairly large there at the hall, and you can look at it, and it has that image. And what's really neat is you can see the windowsill. Like when you enlarge this photo, you can see the windowsill, and you can tell that it's not a shadow like it's coming from inside. It's obviously inside. It's not a shadow.
It's not a reflection.
You can still see the windowsill, so you know it's inside.
Well, that'd be a hard reflection, because whoever took this picture is a pretty good distance away, and that takes up the whole window. If that was the person's shadow somehow, it wouldn't be that. It would be real. It would actually take up more of the wall, really, from that distance. If it was behind them, it wouldn't be right inside the little square. Well, the window. Now, can people check these pictures out anywhere else, on any of your Facebooks or on any websites?
Yeah, they're on our Facebook page. And, of course, if you go to ghosthuntweekends.com, then click on the Facebook, it'll go straight to there. And we got pretty much all these photos and a lot more on the Facebook page under the Octagon Hall. You can see them there.
Yeah, definitely check it out, because I know, like you're saying, sometimes you got to blow them up. I can see the figure, but I know some people like to blow the picture up and zoom in to check and see what it is. Now, this is the last picture you sent to me. Let me bring this one up. This one's cool. It's in the woods. There's like a branch hanging there, and you can kind of see something on the other side of the branch there.
Yeah. This one was there's a road, obviously, and this is coming into the Octagon Hall, and it looks like a one-legged person of a figure. I mean, it almost looks like a soldier or something, or it's just really neat. I mean, it looks like a body to me. I mean, it looks like a soldier standing there. I mean, that's just my opinion, but it doesn't look like really much a Matrix scene, because there's nothing really behind it. I mean, you can see the fence posts behind it, and there's no leaves there, so it's not like the leaves or shadows are making up, like when you're looking at a cloud and it has a definite shape and then it moves or whatever. This is just something that you're actually just seeing through, which is really interesting.
Yeah, and you don't have to really focus on it. Some of the pictures you're looking at, you have to kind of focus to see what it is. This one, right when you click it up, it's like, holy crap, I see that. and you can see it.
Right.
It looks like it's missing one leg. And
And what's kind of neat is there was a lot of people. There was an event this weekend. I was talking to some people there at the Octagon Hall, and they had reported that they have heard right in that same area. It sounded like somebody at nighttime walking, but you could hear like pots and pans like clanking, like maybe it was equipment, like there were soldiers or something like in that area still kind of walking on guard or on patrol, and their gear, you can actually hear their stuff clanking as they were walking. And obviously they didn't see anyone. They couldn't see anyone over there and would look. And, and it was kind of neat because it was in that same area.
Yeah, that's very cool to catch like that. Now, you know what? Now, who caught this picture? Was it an investigator or just another tourist taking pictures?
That was another, just a person there that was there during the day, just taking photos of the place. I don't believe they were an investigator either. They were just there, just sightseeing.
That's just funny how these people catch them, and I run around with equipment and all that and don't catch anything. Now, I'm just going to put the picture of the Octagon Hall, the snow one. We finished up on your evidence for pictures. We're going to play a couple EVPs you sent over. So
Okay.
just listen closely here. This is the first one you sent over. I won't say what it is until I'll let you say after we play it. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
There's older buildings around here. There's older buildings around here.
One more time, I'll play it. Oh, hold on. Sorry.
There's older buildings around here. There's older buildings around here.
That is like a weird laugh at the end there. That's what you were talking about, right?
Yeah, we were it was my wife, myself, and Keith Fournier, and that was the very first time that we had ever been there. And we walked from the hall over to the summer kitchen, and obviously we weren't even really, we left the recorders on, and we weren't doing EVPs or anything. We were just he was telling us about what other investigators had caught in the area, and about, he was kind of giving us a tour of the place, actually. And while we were in there, that was on my wife's recorder, and she caught that laugh. And I believe on my recorder it was not caught on mine, which was strange. It was just on hers. So that kind of validated out that it was one of us, laughing, because there was two males there and then one female, but obviously that wasn't any of our voices, and it just that weird laugh out of nowhere, which was just kind of strange.
It was strange. And the cool thing, like you said, you didn't catch it on your recorder. That's happened to me plenty of times where there could be three of us in a room and only one of us will catch the EVP. But like you said, when you go through yours, you didn't hear any of your people laughing out loud, and I just like EVPs like that where it's just out of the blue. Now, this next one, we'll play this next one here. Give me a second. Listen to this one. Play it again. You can hear it. I'll play it one more time. All right, let everyone know what it was saying. I can hear it.
Well, that was when we were just right after we left the summer kitchen, walking back towards the Octagon Hall, the house itself. We could hear, it sounds like somebody saying go, like a long, like go, and then pauses for a minute, and then it says back, like go back. And maybe if they hear it again, like after they know it, they're listening, or what they're hearing. And obviously it wasn't any of us because we weren't even talking at the time, which was great.
Yeah, I'll play it two more.
Go ahead.
I'll play it two more times so now they know. I usually don't tell people because, I don't know, I have this idea of if you tell people, then they get it in their head already what they're listening, what words you're trying to find. So here, we'll play it two more times. Oh, crap. Hold on. One more time. You hear it there clear. Now that you know what you're looking for, you can hear it clear.
Yeah, and I really didn't enhance that, or I don't even think I put noise reduction on it. I didn't clean it up. I'm sure it would be a lot better if I clean it up. But that's just the raw, just the raw, and it's real clear when you hear it, over the radio. I guess it's a little harder to hear, obviously. But
Yeah, that's
when
what
you
I was telling
the
you.
file and you hear it, you can really hear the words.
Now, do you have the EVPs on the Facebook too, or just the
No,
pictures?
I could upload those. I could upload those for everyone.
Yeah, definitely do that, because I know people, when I said I was going to do EVPs, people got all excited. People love EVPs, and sometimes it's hard to hear just on the show. I try and post them on my Facebook within the week, so people can just listen to them with their headsets on, because I know a lot of EVPs, sometimes you got to have the headsets on to hear them real clear. And like you were saying, you didn't really clean that one up too much. I don't know. I try not to clean them up too much, because sometimes I think when you try and do the distortion and clean out the background noise, sometimes I think I distort it too much to where I finally do get something like the voice. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I kind of try, and if it's too, you can't hear it enough, and you got to clean it up a lot, I try not to do that, because I'm afraid I altered it and make it false evidence sometimes. But that's just my opinion. But that's awesome evidence that you shared with us tonight, Chad. I appreciate it. Now, I'm going to put your banner up one more time. Let everybody know what's going on September 10th again.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to have John Zaffis, the godfather of the paranormal. You're going to get to come out and meet him, along with Bruce Tango from Ghost Hunters. And it's going to be a pretty much all-day event, starting around 11. We're going to have seminars, lectures. We're going to have meet and greets with John and Bruce, autographs, photos. They'll be doing their Q&A session and taking questions from the audience also when they're up on stage. We're going to have daylight tours of the entire plantation by people in Civil War dress to kind of make it a little more authentic, and hopefully that'll bring up some activity on top of it. It's just going to be a great event. It's going to let everybody come out and get to meet, and it's a limited ticket event too. We're going to have about no more than about 100 people there, because we don't want it like a convention, where it's just hordes of people lining up wanting autographs. You get to actually hang out with them, you get to talk with them for a little bit, get autographs. Because everybody's going to want to talk to John.
Yeah, of course.
Especially with this background and Huntington, Connecticut case, or just, with this new show,
Yep.
just everything, and, everybody that I can think of that's in anything with paranormal, they probably got 5 questions minimum that they'll want to ask,
Yeah, especially
and,
John. He's got so many. I had a couple of his team members on last year for the show. I mean, they had more stories of stuff that they've done with John with residential investigations, being sworn at on Joe Box, and just all different weird stories. And I was like, that makes me want to ask him a million questions,
Right, yeah. And he'll be bringing his. Usually, he brings to events like this. He'll bring his ghost box and he'll do sessions himself. So it's kind of neat watching, because I believe on his site he has some plans that you can download, and it tells you how to build the way he has his boxes, the way he uses his, and the way he's designed them to work. And it's kind of neat, him being there, and since he uses that a lot, and you can get tips and tricks from him, and investigative techniques that Bruce uses as well. And and like I said, it's a small event. It's not going to be gigantic. It's limited to no more than about 100. So this way, everybody can enjoy the event and the celebrities. And there's going to be other celebrities from Celebrity Ghost Hunters, Paul Browning and Jim O'Rear and Brian Wilson and Keith Fournier. He's a former TAPS family member, so he'll be out doing classes as well. And it's just going to be a little bit of something for everybody. Some for the novice, some for the curious. Something just for the fans. and something for the experience. So it's going to be a great combination for everybody.
It sounds like an awesome event. I didn't realize it was going to be an all-day thing like that, because I know a lot of spend-the-night type events like this where you're investigating till early morning hours. They usually don't start until about 8 or about 7 or 8 at night. They do a little talking and then you investigate. But that's kind of cool, like you were talking about earlier, all the different events, the reenactments. I mean, I think it's going to charge up the air for an awesome investigation, so that's going to be cool.
Yeah, that's what, I've gone to several events myself, and that was another thing, you were talking to me about, what got me doing this type of event, what got me into this. My background, of course, is, the marketing end and the convention end of what I do. But my wife and I, being a fan of a lot of the shows, and then watching horror movies on top of it, I believe our first trip we went out to Waverly, and awesome location, and we went to a small event there. It just really wasn't, I was like, man, that it would be really great if they did this or did that, and then gone to some other events, and that's when I said, I want to do an event that is geared towards, not to let's just get people in and get their money and just let them, shake hands with the guests and get a photo and move on and walk them through a building,
Hurrying through like cattle.
Yeah, right, exactly, I mean, we have T-shirts made specifically for the event. We make custom, we make exclusive 8x10s that are just for this event that everybody that comes through the door gets. You don't have to pay extra for autographs. We're giving you 8x10s that you don't have to pay for. That's with your ticket price.
See, that's cool.
They'll sign everything. So you don't have to pay for extra autographs. You get to hang out with them a little longer. The meet and greets are a little longer. You can bring things with you. A lot of people were bringing copies of their DVD collection of Ghost Hunters, and they wanted, people to sign them. Like we had an event with Steve Gonsalves and Amy Bruni in June, and, people brought photos of when they met them at other conventions, and they had those photos blown up, and instead of them charging them, oh yeah, I'll sign that, and it just made it, that's what people want, I think, and that's why I'm trying to do these events a little different. Where people can really enjoy themselves and not just get, like you said, herded through like cattle.
Yeah, that's what's cool. You got so much other stuff going on, and like you said, I know a lot of events I've been to, or I know people that have been to, and actually I told you when I was with a team, we used to do events, and once in a while we'd have celebrities in, and like you said, that they would charge $20 or so to do a signature, and I think that's cool that you got it all in one price, so you can bring anything you want and let them sign it, especially with John Zaffis going to be there, because you can get a whole bunch of different things signed from him, books and all different.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of cool. But,
right.
Hey, I appreciate you coming on for short notice, and I'm going to let you go so you move on with more evidence, because your evidence started it off awesome. People were talking in the chat room, and it was very cool sharing the stuff that's been caught at the Octagon Hall. And remember what I said, if you got any banners in that, events coming up, send them over, and I'll put them in my Paranormal Main Events segment.
Oh, definitely. We have more events lined up. We're going to be doing Friday the 13th. There's 3 Friday the 13th next year, and we're going to be doing weekend events, obviously on all those Friday the 13th. So keep everybody just go to our website, ghosthuntweekends.com, sign up for the newsletter, be a friend on our Facebook. So you'll get the information first before we start doing the press releases and let the public know. Everybody that's on our VIP list, our newsletter, and our Facebook page always get the information first, and sometimes we send coupons, stuff like that out for early bookings and all that. But thank you for having me online, and looking forward to coming back and talk about some upcoming events.
Yeah, this was awesome. It was awesome sharing that. That was a good idea to send some evidence over and share it like that. It was very cool. I think it gives people more of more closer or in-depth view of the place they're going to come and investigate if people want to come check it out. Because it intrigues me to go check it out now, looking at these different pictures people caught. And it's very awesome. Awesome talking with you, Chad. And hey,
Yeah, thanks again.
you know what? Keep up the good work too. And remember, send any banners over. I'll put them in my paranormal segment, paranormal main event segment, and let people see them. Okay?
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
definitely. Thank you.
You have a good night, and I'll be talking with you. All right?
All right, sounds good. And thanks to all the listeners out there. I tried to put it on our Facebook page to get everybody to come on and show you a little love and get your name out a little more.
Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, someone made a comment in my room. My numbers are way up tonight, so that's awesome. You brought like a whole lot of people with you. That's cool, Chad.
Okay, great.
Hey, I
Maybe
appreciate
we'll
it,
do more
man.
next time, yeah.
All right, very cool. I'll talk with you later, okay?
All right, bye-bye.
Have a good night. All right, that was awesome. That was Chad Morin, the owner and host of Ghost Hunt Weekends. And definitely check out if you're in the area and can make it to the Kentucky, the Octagon Hall. It looks like a very cool. I didn't realize it was an all-day event, so that's kind of cool, charging up the air with all this reenactment and that. I think the people have a really good investigation. And Chad started it off tonight with sharing evidence with pictures and a couple EVPs. Since Chad had some awesome pictures, instead of starting off with the picture segment, we are going to start off with the EVP segment first. And anyone in the room, in the chat room, don't worry. I know the show is only supposed to go to 10:30, but I am not with a network. I am my own boss. We can run till like 11 or so. So we will get through all this evidence that everyone sent in, so do not worry. And we are going to start the EVP segment up here.
Before dawn. Before dawn. Before dawn. Before dawn. Before dawn. Before dawn.
One second. All right. The first one up is, I'm sorry, Michelle, I thought I had the right logo here. I'll get it here in a minute. Is the Old Gilchrist Jail Ghost Hunters. I had the logo up here, but for some reason I got knocked off. But this is the Old Gilchrist Jail that they do tours through. And this is the EVP that Michelle Vance sent over. And she got this at the Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. Take a listen here. If I can, give me 1 second.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Then the sleeping one, yeah.
So, the DVR up and running now?
He was, well, he was working on it, so.
Let me play it again.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Then the sleeping one, yeah.
So, the DVR up and running now?
He was, well, he was working on it, so.
All right, one more time. You can hear this voice. It's a voice right in the background. You'll hear it.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Then the sleeping one, yeah.
Right there.
So, the DVR up and running now?
He was, well, he was working on it, so.
Did you hear the voice? Michelle, if you want to say... God, I sounded like death. Michelle sounded like death, not the actual EVP. But you can hear the voice saying, I'm sorry, if I'm correct. It's right in the background. You can play it one more time here.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Then the sleeping one, yeah.
Right there. I'm sorry.
DVR up and running now?
He was, well, he was working on it.
And that was caught at the Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. Michelle and a crew went on a field trip up there, and she got that cool. She actually got quite a few cool EVPs from there, different noises and that. Now the next one up is from. Let me get it up here. And of course, it doesn't work right. Don't you just love tech when it doesn't work? Of course, it could be the human side of it messing up. Next one is from Kendra Holland from Westside Paranormal. Let's get this one.
I think you're around us right now. Can you make a knock on the wall or a door for us? I think you're here. Are you Rosalinda?
Now you heard it near the end there. In her description, she wasn't sure. She hears that voice. Try and see if you can hear it.
I think you're around us right now.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Can you make a knock on the wall or a door for us? I think you're here. Are you Rosalinda?
I'll play it one more time.
I think you're around us right now. Can you make a knock on the wall or a door for us? I think you're here. Are you Rosalinda?
I'm not sure. She put in a description. It just said a voice. You can actually, like Michelle said in the room, you hear it more faint at the beginning. You hear something in the background, and then right near the end, you can hear the voice say something. Michelle says they thought 7 or were 7. Be silent is what it sounds like. Now remember, I'll try and post all these on my Facebook, some of the ones we're not sure of, so people can listen through. That one you can hear a little bit better with headphones on, like listening it right off Facebook or something. So I'll try and put it on there. But that was a pretty cool one that Kendra sent over. Now the next one up is from Florida Unknown. And this is more of an intelligent answer here. It kind of gives you they say something and you get an answer back. Check this out.
Camera set up in the doorway. Is it possible for you to get on camera with me and pose with me? No. You can show up on the camera, just sitting there.
Play it again. Hold on.
Camera set up here in the doorway. Is it possible for you to get on camera with me and pose with me? No. Just sitting there.
Yeah, Michelle Masters, you're right. It says no at the end. And she's asking if you can get on camera, and then you hear no, like no, I can't. So that was pretty cool. That got an intelligent answer there, pretty much answering your question. You weren't even really, you're asking the question, hey, can you get on camera? And it pretty much tells you like, no, I can't. So that was kind of cool. Now the next one up is from Shelly Wade, the co-founder of RIP Crew. So check this one out. I just gotta get it here. Alright, for some reason this one's not playing. Let me try it again here. That's not an EVP. Alright. Let's see if it plays it again. Hold on. This one's kind of messing up here. All right, your ears are not deceiving you. For some odd reason, this worked earlier when I tested it, but sometimes the program here can mess with things, and it actually, for some reason, it's not playing it. I'll try and see if I can get it to work. If I can't get it to work tonight, the next show when we do paranormal evidence like this, I'll play it again. I'll get it to work then. Sometimes the tech stuff here just doesn't work right. Now, the next one up is from Skyway Paranormal. And if anyone's wondering, that's Tom in the room, if he's still in there.
What are you doing? You doing a CPS? You have black and white? Are you taking color on yours or what? What are you doing? You doing a CPS? You have black and white?
All right, that was Skyway Paranormal. You can hear, as Tom put on his video there, the loud noise is an EMF pump. And that was so loud. And as Michelle says, you need a new pump. The new ones are very silent now. The new ones they did. And the Pensacola Inn, if I'm not mistaken, is that the place we're going to be investigating at Paranormal Kicks Cancer, Tom? Yeah, that is noisy, Barb. It's like, but you can hear at the end there, you hear a voice at the end. I'm not sure what the voice was. I got to clear some things here because I think this is what the problem is. I'm having issues with, I got so much stuff piled into my program here, it's bogging me down. And yes, Tom said that is the place in Florida here we're going to be investigating for the Paranormal Kicks Cancer. Let me try it one more time here, see if it'll work now. If I'll go back here, let's see. There we go.
Are you taking color on yours or what? What are you doing? You doing a CPS? You have black and white? What are you doing? You doing a CPS? You have black and white?
Yeah, you hear it right at the end. Tom, what did you, Tom's in a room. He's Tom SP, PKC. Did you guys decide what it was? Because I know on your YouTube, or yeah, I think it was YouTube, but we got it from, or Facebook, you were also asking people to give their opinion. But yeah, there's definitely two words there. That was kind of cool, though. I can't wait till September 24th to investigate that location. I think that'll be pretty cool. The next one up, let's see. Make sure I get it right. The next one up, I could not find I couldn't get back a hold of them to get their logo. And I looked on Facebook and everywhere else, and I could not find the logo. So we will just put up our logo, and we're going to play it. It is from Krista Young from Nocturnal Paranormal. Here we go. Okay. Sorry about that. I forgot to click off Tom's. That was human error, not tech.
See if you guys can catch anything else.
See if you guys can catch anything else.
One more time.
See if you guys can catch anything else.
You hear right at the end there, listen. You hear, now, she had put in her note that it was just all females in the room doing the EVP session. So listen at the end there, you'll hear not a female voice.
See if you guys can catch anything else.
You hear right at the end there, it says, not here. And it's kind of cool because she had put in her thing saying it was only females in the room doing the EVP session. You hear that male's voice right at the end there. It says, not here. Listen one more time.
See if you guys can catch anything else.
Right there, not here. Like that was like an intelligent telling you. You're like, think you can catch anything else? Not here. Like he's telling you. Of course, though, he was wrong because he got caught. So that's kind of funny. It's like, no, not here. Well, guess what? You were just caught on a recorder. So I guess you're wrong. Now the next one up is the Old Gilchrist Jail. Let me make sure I get these right here. I'm trying to get rid of... Oh, crap. Trying to get rid of things. Unbog the computer here because I got so much evidence we're going through. This one here is from Michelle Vance again, and it's another one from the Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. So take a listen here. And I'm sorry to get the logo up. I will sit here and you can look at me as we listen to it. I don't know if that's much better, but here we go.
Yeah, I got more. Alright, so we're pole dancing, we're making...
See if you guys can catch anything else.
Okay. I don't know, on Michelle's there, I heard something about pole dancing. Let's play it again here.
Yeah, I got more. Alright, so we're pole dancing, we're making...
You hear the whisk. It's very quiet, but you hear it. I have to do it one more time, then I'll tell you what they think they caught.
Yeah, I got more. Alright,
right
so
there.
We're pole dancing, we're making...
You hear it, a light whisper of like, hello. I'm telling you, some of these you can hear a little better with headphones, but I'll play it one more time. You can hear it as they start talking, then you'll hear a whisper of hello.
Yeah, I got more. Alright, so we're pole dancing, we're making...
So, hey, I'm sorry about that, Mel. I don't know. They've been changing things here with the chat room, and I know some people have had issues. I'll look into it and see what the problem is with the signing in and that. Sometimes too, it's if your cookies, if you've got this saved or you've been coming, I had to clear all my cookies out, clear everything out because it kept on sending me back to an old page where I wasn't an owner anymore. So I don't know. It could be the internet. It's all wacky. But that was a very cool one you sent there, Michelle. That's a place I want to get to too. The Old South Pittsburgh Hospital up there in Tennessee. Let's see. The next one up is another one from Westside Paranormal. And I had their logo, but silly me, I accidentally wiped out that whole box, so we'll just use ours. And this is Westside Paranormal.
Can you see us? Can you hear us?
If you can, will you turn the flashlight on in the hallway down there? Please? Thank you.
I'll play it again.
Can you see us? Can you hear us?
If you can, will you turn the flashlight on in the hallway down there? Please? Thank you.
That one was a little bit more harder to hear. Yeah, Road Trip 2. Let me try it one more time. This one I could hear better with headphones. I thought I could hear it. You'd be able to hear it. Let me try it one more time. This one just said a voice. So give me a second.
Can you see us? Can you hear us?
in, will you turn the flashlight on in the hallway down there? Please? Thank you.
Yeah, Michelle in the chat room said it sounded like sure, like that's what I kind of get, but it's very hard. I like to listen through the headphones. Good night, princess. But yeah, that's a hard one. That's more one you might have to use on your own with the headphones and check it out. Now, the next one is from. Let me remove one. Hey, before I go on, I meant to mention this before. A buddy of mine, Scott Grimwald, he's the host of The Stew. He just sent me a thing because I still have Skype open. He says, I miss me some Bob. If Scott can see this, I miss Scott. And everyone, next Friday night, check out Paranormal Challenge, August 26th. Scott and the crew, him, David Dissett, that I had on, he was a guest on the show here, and Matt from his show. I think it's Matt, I'm not sure. But the three of them are going to be on Paranormal Challenge. And all I know is some crazy stuff is going to go on there. I know it. So definitely check it out this Friday, August 26th, Paranormal Challenge. And my buddy Scott's going to be on there. It's going to be cool. Oh, yep, I was right. Matt Goldman. So it's a three-man crew there. And I saw the preview for it, and I see someone running with a camera, so I don't know what they're up to. But I meant to say that earlier. But definitely check out Scott and the crew there. The next one here is Florida Unknown again.
Tell me if you see the flashlight in a second. I'm gonna shine it. Yeah. See it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's right near the end there. We'll play it again. That was cool.
Tell me if you see the flashlight in a second. I'm gonna shine it. Yeah. See it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, that one was they labeled it as, it sounds like someone saying "jeez," like I don't know if they were bugging them, and it was just like kind of like "jeez." Didn't get it all the way out. That was a funny one. I know Scott and his crew, they get a lot of good EVPs at different locations. They're local here with me in Palm Bay, Melbourne area. So yeah, that was really cool. It was loud too. It sounded like, and you don't hear anybody react to it either. So that was kind of funny. We've got one more, and this is another one from Michelle Vance and the Old Gilchrist Jail Ghost Hunters. And I'm telling you, they were having a good time over there at the Old South Pittsburgh Hospital in Tennessee. I'm not even using all theirs. I'll use some more on the next show, but they had a lot of good ones. So this is the last EVP, and then we'll move on to pictures.
That was my camera. Okay, really, it's nobody's stomach. It's not what?
Let's play it again.
That was my camera. Okay, really, it's nobody's stomach. It's not what?
One more time. It's right after the person says that was my camera. There's a weird noise. The reason I played this one, on the next time I do evidence review, they had a whole bunch of different ones. I kept the same. Was that someone's stomach? Because they had a whole bunch of different sounds. Here, we'll play it one more time.
That was my camera. Okay, really, it's nobody's stomach. It's not what?
I mean, you hear her say, that's my camera, and you hear the click, and then you hear like a weird noise. And some of the other EVPs she sent, I would say too, would have said the same thing. Come on, was that someone's stomach? Because they were loud, just weird noises. So that's what I'm saying. I'd definitely go check out that place. They had some, between that and the Octagon Hall, I don't know, but that'll probably have to be after the holidays. Because as you know, I got some events coming up, and I have actually something big fell into my lap. I can't announce it yet what we're up to, but I got like 14 commercial locations that want to be investigated in one little town. So it's going to be crazy trying to do all these buildings. So it's going to be kind of cool. And I've actually, in collaboration with Florida Unknown's going to be helping me out because it's close to our area. So, but that is the EVP segment. And I want to thank everyone that has sent these EVPs. Very cool. And remember, if anyone's in the room and you want to get in on the action here and send in evidence to share, send it to paranormalwavelengths@yahoo.com. And I do it about every other month. I do a show where we do evidence like this. People just send stuff in and we share it. So definitely, if you have stuff, send it in. What could it hurt? You know, you see people making comments in a room, asking, giving their opinions. All I ask for, if you have an opinion, just be respectful. We don't have to put anybody down or anything, because some of these pictures coming up you might think are a little funny. So the next segment up here is the picture segment. So let's check this out. All right. The first pictures are from the West Side Paranormal. The first picture up here is, of course I messed it up. No, that's not it. That's not paranormal. That's just me acting goofy. Okay, here we go. This is, they have 3 different pictures. What they're talking about is right down near the end there. It's very hard to see it in this picture, but they gave me 3 views. They changed it. The next one coming up, you might see a little bit better. Down in the hall, it almost looks like a little mass right in the middle, where you see those little, I don't know if they're lights hanging from the ceiling, but that's what they were describing, which I thought. The next picture shows it just a little bit better. Of course, I'm colorblind, so it's a little harder for me. Now, if you look the way this picture, the effect they did in this, you can almost see there's like a little something lighting up down there at the end. Yeah, figure on the left. You can see it better in this, whatever they effect they did on here. You can see the outline a little bit better, like a figure standing all the way down at the end to the left. So this is a pretty cool one, how they did the effects. But I know the first 2 you really couldn't see it. On this third picture, it looks really good. So I'm not sure what to make of it. I'm not sure if it's matrixing, but you can see the outline of a person standing down to the left there. I see the pole. Hey, guess what, Michelle? With you saying pole dancing, guess what? These are the next pictures I have coming up. Were sent in, not sent in, but Pam Richards on my team, some people sent them to her. So she forwarded them to me. These are a little different. People thought, they're thinking they have an orb following them around, and they're having a really good time at a bar. So, it's a little different, but hey, I accept all evidence coming in if people think it's something, so check it out. This is the first picture at the bar. You can see over the lady's head, they were questioning an orb. And as people know, I'm not really a big believer of orbs. I've caught pictures where there's a ball of light, but we've got nothing else to go with it. So all it is a ball of light. But the people that sent this to my team member were questioning it because during the night, it seemed like it stayed around the lady to the left mostly. So we'll go to the next picture, which I know one of these pictures Michelle's pole dancing is going to come in. Comment's going to come in. So, no, it's not this one. You can see it over her right shoulder there, but I don't know. They're moving around a lot. I think it's more of dust and that, but I'm not sure. And I know I usually don't get pictures like this, but Pam's friends wanted us to, well, I'm not sure if they're her friends, actually. There's someone sent them to Pam. The next picture, let me bring it up. It seems like it's mostly by this lady, and I think this might be the pole dancing. Yes, this is the pole dancing. Now, this one here, it looks like it's right near her butt there, but I don't know. There's so much shiny stuff, and they're moving around. So, yeah, Steven, man. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. The orbs. I won't make any other comments here and get myself. Even though it's kind of getting later, I can make comments after a certain time, but I will not. I will refrain. And the last one, I hate to say it, guys, the girls aren't in this one. It's actually one of their other party members, and they had one too. But honestly, the first one would be the only one that I would say maybe something, if anything. But like I say, my opinion is I'm not a big orbs person because so many things can create it. Yeah, dusty bar, people moving around. But you know what? I don't discourage any evidence here. If you want us to check something out, I'm all for sending it in. You know, I don't discourage anything. But here, I'll go back to the other one first. This was the only one that maybe was something because it's so dark. But the other ones, I think they were so light that I think it just was dust. Maybe people drinking. I don't know. Now, this next one was sent in by a local team here. Give me a second. They don't know what this effect was. It looks like, it's kind of funny though, you got princesses on the doors and that, and it looks like a sparkly, like yeah, sparkles in that. And they actually sent two pictures. The second one they sent was the same door, but I think they took it a little higher. Let me look. Yeah, they took it a little higher. You can still see the little sprinkly things. It was kind of weird. Does anybody? Yeah, fairy dust. That's what I was thinking. Fireflies. And it's kind of funny. Well, guess what, Tom? You are the winner for tonight. You don't win anything, but as people know, I like to put some false evidence on here and see if anyone picks it up. The last show, Steven Seeker there, he caught it last time when we did false evidence. I had a friend of mine was smoking and blew smoke in front of the camera and took a picture of me and Tim Yancey, and it looked like something manifesting between us. This one here, I will go back to the first picture, was actually at my house. I took a picture of my daughter's door, and I had a Windex bottle, and I sprayed it out there to see the effect, what would happen. And I thought it was kind of cool. It made it look all like glittery, like people are saying, real sparkly. But yep, Tom, you got it right. It's like a water effect. So yeah, I like to do little things like this, trying to mess with people. But the cool thing is every false evidence I've done, people have, caught it. So that's awesome that people are looking outside the box, not just right away jumping on it. But yeah, it did look very sparkly. Yes, I got to keep people on their game, so we just don't all go running around. It's all paranormal. Now, the next one up is another one from West Side Paranormal. And I didn't get to ask Kendra. I wanted to ask her, if you look to the right there of the camera stands, it almost looks like a mist. That's what she had put in the picture. Or, I'm sorry, in the email to me when she sent these. And I wanted to ask her if anybody had just walked through this area before the picture was taken, kind of stirred up, because the place does look kind of dusty and dirty. And I mean, I don't want to say dirty, but it does look dusty in that. It looks like most locations we go into. But yeah, it looks misty or dusty. I would like to know if someone had walked through that area. So I'll get with Kendra and talk with her. But it does look like if someone didn't walk through that area, it does look like something like a fog, not a fog, but a mist or something starting there, like so almost like something's manifesting. Now this next one is a different part, but I think it's the same location from West Side Paranormal. And I know they're concentrating on this orb, and as I said, okay, cool. Kendra just answered in the thing here. She's Bunker Pie, sweet. Okay, cool. So Kendra just let us know they walked in from the back side. No one had walked through there, so they definitely could have been something manifesting there in that last picture. Now this one here, Kendra, are you talking about the orb up here, or there's like a mist here too, right above like the cross? I don't know if yes, I see the mist too. It's very cool. Kendra's got some really cool pictures here. I'm not sure. I think it's the same location. I'm not sure. Since Kendra's in the room, if she could let us know. But you can kind of see right above the cross there, it's almost like another effect, like the last picture, like a misting or like something's manifesting. And then to the right there, they have their little friend, the orb, checking it out like, what's up, dude? But that's very cool. I haven't been lucky enough to get anything with a mist effect like that. This one here, now this one's at the same place, and if you notice, the mist, this is West Side Paranormal from Kendra again, and you see it's up high now. It's an abandoned hospital. This is you're in Texas, right, Kendra? But this is another really cool picture. The other one they did was down low, and this one's up high. And I know, Kendra, there's a ball on the floor there. She had told me they have a video, I think, with where the ball was manipulated, I think, moved. I'm not sure moved, but she said manipulated. So if I got to talk with Kendra, if she could get that to me for the next show, I could put it on the video segment. So, but yeah, that's pretty cool there, getting these mist, like something manifesting over there to the left of the wall. Now, this next one is from Florida Unknown. And it was I think it was at a cemetery. Let me see. Yes. And they got the same effect right to the right here. And you know what? I wonder if this is the cemetery that I just went and investigated last Friday. And I have to tell you, if it's the same cemetery, which it looks like it, we went and investigated last Friday there at this cemetery. And my team and me were only there about an hour and 20 minutes because we got chased out by a 200-pound boar. And the weird thing is, the area we were in, the cemetery, you can see trees and that, but there's no really wooded area outside of it. It's industrial on both sides. Yeah, Tom, we could have had you there. You could have took the boar down. We could have had bacon the next morning. It was big. I didn't get to see it up close. My team member Pam did, and a couple other ladies did. By the time I got over that way, it had taken off a little farther, and all I saw was a huge, ghost boar. We were wondering that too because, I don't know, I'm still a little bit skeptic on the sensitives, and Pam is sensitive on our side, but she's sensitive, and she's brought me more to that side of believing, because some of the stuff she does I can't explain. It just boggles my mind. Pam and some other sensitives I worked with. And right before this boar showed up, she had gotten 2 messages of, they don't want us there, you need to leave. And twice she got it, and I was on the other side of the cemetery with the 2 gentlemen. We were looking at something, and she was just waiting for me to come over to let me know about these messages she was getting. She was trying to communicate, and they were really nasty, telling you, we don't want you here. And then next thing you know, she turns and she sees the boar standing right there because she actually was like, is that a dog? And then she saw the tusk and she's like, ladies, we have to move this way. And two of the other ladies looked over and they saw the legs in that and they're like, oh my God. And they all walked, I'd say briskly, towards us. And I didn't get to see it up close, but man, when we got over, I walked over towards that way because I wanted to see what it was. Farther up in the cemetery, I could see a huge mass moving across the cemetery quickly, and I was like, "Holy crap!" And then when I saw the mass running, I said, "I think that's out. I think it's the boar out there." We heard two loud bang noises behind us, and there's a crypt behind us, and we whipped around because there's a railroad track there on the other side of it that you could walk to, and I was like, "Holy crap!" I thought there were more of them because usually boars run in packs, but they only saw that one. And then we drove farther back into the cemetery on the roads back there with our car with the high beams, and I couldn't find nothing back there. So it was a very odd evening. But we packed up early because I didn't want no one to get hurt. I've watched too many programs where you see these boars attacking people. So, but yeah, that was a very cool night. But yeah, this picture here from Florida Unknown, I think might be the same cemetery, but you can see to the right here the misting, or it looks like something might be manifesting into the screen. So that was a very cool picture. Now this next one is from Michelle Bauer. She went and did an event in Alabama, the Sloth Furnace. And these are some pictures that she took there. And it's the same effect here coming off the tree here. I don't know, right above is kind of weird. You can see, I don't know if that's more flare hitting something. But I think she was talking more out farther away on the other side of the tree. This little mass over here to the right. Yes, Michelle loved the Sloth Furnace. She had such an awesome time. But she's just thought this. She sent these pictures over. She's actually usually in the room here, but she's getting her kids ready they start school tomorrow. But she sent these pictures over today just for me to put them on here to give people's opinion. But yeah, I don't know what this mass is to the right on the other side of the tree, but it's pretty cool. The next one is another one from Sloth Furnace. And I'm not sure, she didn't put a detail where this was, but this is really odd. I mean, it almost looks, I don't know if it's matrixing, but you almost like see a head, and the way it curves, almost like it's flying by. But yeah, it's just really cool. That's another. I know I keep saying, "Oh, I want to go to all these locations," but the Sloth Furnace, Michelle said, was very cool. But yeah, this was a very odd picture she took, and I think it was still in a cemetery where the other one was taken. But I'll post some of these on Facebook too, so you can look at them closer. You can copy them and zoom in on them on your own programs. But I thought this one was very cool. Now this last one, she sent to me because she wasn't sure about it. Her oldest son had gone on the tour with her, and she doesn't understand why his face was blacked out. If you see, she don't understand. There was nothing there in front of him. She could see him when she took the picture. I don't know if it was just a glitch or, no, you're not allowed to smoke in there at the Sloth Furnace. I mean, I don't think you are. Michelle doesn't smoke, and I know her son, finger in the lens. Hey, you know what? I was thinking that too, Lori. I'll have to ask Michelle. You know what? I'll do a test on it and see if I put my finger there taking a picture and see if you can block out someone's face like that. But yeah, I thought she just wanted me to put it on here to get people's opinion because she thought it was kind of odd how her son's face was gone. So, but that was the pictures that were sent in, which they're awesome pictures, awesome evidence. And I want to thank you again, everyone that sent the evidence in, and people in the chat room that have been talking, asking where to send it. Remember, you can send stuff over to paranormalwavelengths@yahoo.com. And not next month, but October, I'll be doing You the Viewers again are my guest. I do it every other month. We'll be doing it, getting evidence in that sent in. So if you want to send stuff in, send it in. We got 2 more things. I know we're running a little late because we had a guest on, but hey, Chad had some awesome information about the Octagon Hall, about the event that's coming up, and had some really cool evidence. We have two more things. It's going to be our video segment. And this one's kind of cool. These two. The one is from... hold on. Let me get my video segment up here, and then I'll tell you where it's from. Alright, we're doing videos here. This one was sent in from Laura from Chips in Illinois. Sure, they always send awesome information over. The last one, they sent a lot of EVPs and that over. This time she sent a video one over. And I'm hoping we're going to be able to see it good on here. They slow frame it, and then they also do a little zoom in to show you what they're looking at. So check this out.
It's behind all this trees.
Now you see in the window there, it looks like someone's like peeking out. And they weren't even really investigating, like checking that out. She just happened to go by it. We'll play it one more time to see. You got to watch it closely. Oh, sorry. Give me 1 second. Human error.
It's behind all this trees.
Laura, she should be called Hawkeye. I had to look at it really close. I wasn't sure what you were talking about. But you definitely see the movement there. That's a very cool catch, too. That person on your team should be called Hawkeye. So that's cool, though. She felt compelled to keep looking back at that window. So that was pretty cool. And because it's so cool, we'll play it one more time. And then we got one more video clip for evidence tonight.
It's behind all this trees.
Yes, they do. They always do have good finds. I mean, you see it pop right there like it's peeking watching them when you slow motion it. But yeah, that was a very cool catch. Now, the last evidence that was sent in to us for tonight was from Florida Unknown, and they caught this on their DVR system. And like we say, we're not big orb fans, but this is just kind of odd what happens in here, the way it moves. Give us your opinion, people. You're going to watch camera 1. Now, see, I would think it was a bug, but they said there was no bugs. Yeah, I don't know why Grey Wolf. The commercial's been getting really bad here lately. I'm gonna have to look into seeing what's up with all these commercials all of a sudden. It used to be commercial free. You had one at the beginning and one at the end. You know, I was thinking of light reflection too, but it's weird because you see the flashlight, but the way it moves almost like it would be a bug. But I had this happen too when I did a location up in Jacksonville with John Duddy and his crew and Tammy Fife and that. And we had something like this too happen in 2 different rooms. It moved just like that, like a bug would. And we had someone look at it up close, photographer specialist, and he said it wasn't a bug at all. He could zoom in on it and there was no wings or nothing moving. We had, but I know they said there was no bugs in the house or anything moving around that they know of. So this is the last time, but it's just weird how it just comes in. And like I know a lot of people, I would think it would be a bug. Oh, I'm sorry, Grey Wolf. It was, or you saw it. It was camera 1. But that is our video evidence. And if you have any video evidence you want to share too, I'm open to that. And you don't have to send it to me. If you have it on Facebook or YouTube, just direct me to there and I can grab it off of there and bring it into my program here. And hopefully it'll work right. Tonight, I think I bogged it down. I had so much stuff with Chad and Octagon Hall and all these different teams and investigators sending stuff in. I had a lot of stuff jammed into this studio here. But it was awesome, and I appreciate everyone for sending in their evidence. And remember, it's all about sharing, networking. I mean, if you share your evidence with other people, I go outside of our team and ask my other colleagues to check stuff out if I'm not sure. It's always good to get a second